Hi, I'm Arthur, and when I started doing 40k lore videos, I knew that I kinda had my work cut out for me. I had a pretty wide base of knowledge to go into this, but I knew there was going to be a lot more reading and research to do. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't been binging new audiobooks every day just to get more knowledge into me so that I could understand the next topic that I was going to be bringing up. And to be honest, I love it. I love the 40k setting, and I love all that it encompasses, but one thing I notice is there is a lot of minor moments that no one ever brings up. Just moments that are a little funny amidst the grim dark of the setting. So I think I might start making small list videos to discuss weird things I find in the books that I think people should know about, but there's not enough in those specific moments to really make a whole video about them. So what's today's topic? The stupid, funny ha-has. 40k as a setting is known for being bleak, but if you have a particularly sardonic and grim sense of humor, you will find that the literature of these books is sometimes really fucking funny. No point mincing words. Here's the funny. Or at least funny to me. Okay, fuck you. Comedy is subjective. So the first one today is coming from one of the series that I'm currently reading and enjoying. I've been meaning to go through this series sooner because the Night Lords are my favorite of the legions. So the Night Lords trilogy of Soul Hunter, Blood Reaver, that one, is kind of a goldmine of just interesting lore as well as just good writing. The moment that I'm thinking of, in the first book, Soul Hunter, the Gang of First Claw, which is a small section of a Night Lord's warband that I believe is comprised of the original 10th company of the original Night Lord Legion, are on an Imperial vessel. They're currently raiding it for the War Master, which is Abaddon. They were on board and tasked with destroying the command deck, but upon destroying it and killing every person there, they got cut off from their escape vessel and need to find some way to escape other than that. As terrified crew run past them, trying to get to the command deck and get control back of the ship, they kind of half ignore them and half try to murder them casually as they walk the hallways. Aside from one of them, whose name is Uzas, whom is murdering them with reckless abandon because he is always one step away from being a fucking corn berserker. I digress. One of the Night Lords of First Claw, named Syrian, gets an idea. Turning his Vox accidentally to full blast, grabs one of the crew by the shoulders and screams something to the effect of, "Where the fuck is the gunnery deck?" The novel describes the crew member having gone deaf like 2 words deep from it being way too loud. I imagine it has like the same energy as But then the crewmate panics, pulls out an auto pistol from his side, and shoots Syrian point blank in the head. It ricochets harmlessly off of his, Astartes warplate helmet, and then bounces back and hits the crewmate in the face, killing him instantly. Syrian is knocked back and stumbles because, he got shot in the fucking head, and Uzas, who just takes a break from killing people, looks at him and is described as laughing his ass off. Yeah, it's a bit dark, but I find it's 40k's equivalent to slapstick. It's super grim and super gallows humor, but it's just kind of goofy of a mental image to see these guys trying to rack their brains of how to get the information they need, so they just scream and murder. The second funny thing is not exactly traditionally funny. It's more one of those moments that I describe as a get fucked Magnus moment. It happens a lot. If you've read the Horus heresy, there's a lot of moments where Magnus will do or say something that usually just ends with him eating shit horribly. Be it ruining the secret webway project his dad was making, or the whole, practicing magic behind the scenes in his legion turning into weird meat monsters. It always ends poorly for him. But there was this one scene in the Jagatai Primarch book that I think is the progenitor line that by means of a domino effect made some divine entity out there that was probably Tzeentch look at him and just decide to fuck him into the dirt. So to set the scene, it's on Ball, I believe, where him, Jagatai, and Sanguinius are discussing how Mortarion and a few other Primarchs are banding together to make it so that the usage of psychic powers would be illegal for all the legions. With the Blood Angels really enjoying their Psychers being a prime part of the religion of the White Scars, and the Thousand Sons being the fucking Thousand Sons, they kind of came to the conclusion that they may have to work together to get people on their side. The funny moment isn't even that funny. I said this before. It's literally one exchange where they are talking about who is a threat to their security, who is going to side with Mortarion, who is going to side with them. And I believe it was Jagatai Khan that brings up that the wolf, meaning Leman Russ, might be a threat to them. To which Magnus says, and I quote, "I'm not afraid of Leman Russ." To drive things even further, Jagatai Khan responds with, "You should be." That is a line that ages like a fine wine. Holy shit. I can't help but feel there was a moment when Jagatai heard Leman broke Magnus over his knee like a fucking AEW wrestler, to which he felt something close to what I would describe as vindication. Is the moment itself funny? No, not at all. It's more just how poorly the line aged in relevance to Magnus's life and things that happened later. Because to be honest, he really should have been afraid of Leman Russ, I'm just saying. And lastly, the third thing I think is funny, but I don't think there is enough here to make a whole video on, is this man's. Look at him. This is the most cracked looking orc I have ever seen. Orcs in the 40k setting are pretty funny on their own, but there are a few highlights in terms of comedic potential here. And the one I want to talk about today is Grodd Wartsnaga. In the world of orcs, there are boys, which are normal orcs. Then there are odd boys, which are like weird boys, the psychers, mechs, the tech guys, and then you have runt herders, which are the type of orc that handles the goblins, or the Gretchen as they're referred to in the 40k universe. The greatest runt herder of all time is Grodd Wartsnaga. All runt herders specialize in keeping goblins in line while tasing, prodding, and poking as many of them as possible, and sometimes using an especially bitey squeak to scare the living hell out of them. So, why is Grodd so funny to me? Because the reason why he is the best runt herder is he learned the secret to bring out the best in all goblins. You want to know what that is? It's positive reinforcement. I am not kidding. He uses Pavlovian conditioning to train goblins to know that if they behave well, they not only will avoid beatings, but they get treats. His grots were the best in the history of all orcs, to the point where other orc clans would hire him to train their goblins or even rent out his own special private goblins called the Super Runts. Oh, and also his special weapon is called the Grab Zappa, which is weirdly funny to me. And that was 3 small things in the lore from 3 different locations that I thought were funny. Is this the last time I'm going to do this? Oh, definitely not. I love talking about this dumb shit, and there has to be more stuff in lore like this. So, I look forward to doing it again. As per the usual, make sure to like and subscribe and comment below the funniest moments you can think of in canon. I may use them in a video someday. I seemingly learn more from the comments than I do from actually reading the books. Oh, and also no, I'm not gonna cover things that are just funny because they're like poorly written. Like, I'm not gonna cover the Blood Angels and the Necron teaming up to kill the Tyranids. It's funny, but not in an intentional way. More in like a, I want to start a loaded shotgun kind of way. Much like most of Matt Ward's addition to the fucking Hey, this is Post-Video Arthur. Thanks again for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I just wanted to say that I'm really kind of interested in switching up my format a little bit. I'm not going to do like list videos often, but I find there's a lot of minor topics that I feel like rambling and complaining about, and I think you guys would find them interesting. I hope so. Either way, thanks again for watching. Till next time.